J. Beckley, and I'm a visibility and social media strategist. Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're seeing this sign above, that means you are in the right place. You are in the Coach's Lounge with yours truly, Barbara J. Beckley. Now, as I always tell people, I created this show because I really didn't see, and maybe you have seen some, and tell me if you have, some shows that really give the love when it comes to coaches, consultants, and educators. You know, because when you think about it, they're the backbone of people that are entrepreneurs, that people that are just trying to move the needle in their lives. They're the ones that are saying, okay, you got to keep going, you got to keep going, or encouraging, or giving tips, or staying with a person for more than maybe a year or two, or even forever. You have lifetime coaches that are staying with people. And I'm like, you know what? They need some love. You need to really understand what they do, why they do it. And then from that point, make sure that you reach out to them if you need them for your own life, because it's very important. I mean, Oprah Winfrey has coaches, more than one. So I just let people know, even celebrities that you look at every day have coaches to help them along the way. So with that said, I like when I bring on royalty. And what I say, you know, I always call the women queens. And I have a wonderful, wonderful queen that I know I've been waiting to have on this show for a long period of time. When I can bring on people that has been my coach and my mentor in my life and bring them on the show, it's like that extra cherry on the top, you know, on that Sunday. So I have to really just pause for a minute and thank this lady. And when she comes on, Mrs. Nancy Matthews, because she's been in my life for a while, and hopefully she knows that she's always been my mentor, my coach, because she started me on my way a while ago when I was really trying to look for my niche. And I was really trying to find a home of networking with women, because I work with women in business. And she and her two sisters has a wonderful, wonderful platform, which I found just online. See, you never know where the stars are going to line you in life. And when I met, I call them the three angels, Charlie's Angels, right? The three angels, that opened my life and that changed my life. To the point where I am right now. So I have to thank her when she comes up. Thank you, because where I am right now, she helped me along the way, and her sisters did. So Nancy Matthews, as I said, she's a queen, and she's a celebrity. And she basically, they call her and they refer to her as vision architect. She is. She works with leaders to craft, cast, and expand their vision, as well as their capacity to be the one. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, to bring their vision to life. She's the founder of Women's Prosperity Network and the People Skills Academy. And, you know, this doesn't do her justice, because she's been on NBC and magazines, and I'm telling you, she's a celebrity. So I always tell people, when I bring on individuals and coaches, please make sure that you get a pen and paper and listen to what they said, because they're going to be dropping some golden nuggets that's going to help you, what did I say, to move the needle in your life. But I just can't just bring on the queen, just say, okay, she's on the screen. I got to do her justice. So we'll be right back after this clip. Well, hello, lady.
That was a surprise. I'm like, where'd she get that clip? That was awesome. And I was going to come on and do Charlie's Angels.
Oh. Well, you're better than the Charlie's Angels back in the day.
Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you for your kind, humbling words. And you are a diamond girl, and you know it, right? All the way. And it's just a privilege to be able to be here and be in that space. Like, you have such a gift of elevating others and shining the light on them. And that gift of yours is making the world a better place. So thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
Yes, yes. And just to remind people, collaboration, as I always say, and I always believe in this because of what we went through, is the key to get you to that next level. Because I feel like things in life lift you up to that next journey. And I know being around you and the sisters, like I said, Charlie's the Angels and Women's Prosperity Network, being a part of the group, and I'm still a part of it. I don't want people to think I just went away because I'm still a member and always will be. That taught me to where I wanted to go into where I am now with the whole Diamond Factor Network and doing what I'm doing. So, like I said, it's been a privilege to learn from you and really grow. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. We're here to help each other. And one of the phrases we often say in Women's Prosperity Network that speaks to the fact of collaboration, like you were talking about, and coming together. And the phrase is, we may not have it all together, but together we have it all.
Yes. Love it, love it. And I always feel like we have it all in the support. See, that's the other important thing. So I want to start off, Nancy, because I know you, I love you, and I know what you do, and you're a celebrity to me. But a lot of people in the audience are like, okay, wait a minute, I want to hear more. So I always ask people, can you kind of just unveil a little bit, like move the curtain a little and say, okay, I have been, the speaker, I'm over, Academy, I've been with Women's Prosperity, I created so many things, you're a visionary. But I know something moved you in your life to get to this point.
Wow, that's a really good question. So going way back, almost 40 years actually, when I was 24, I found myself single and pregnant. And I was working as a legal secretary at the time. I had just moved to Florida, and I had a decision to make. Fortunately, it was easy for me to have a choice back 40 years ago as to what I wanted to do. So let's all remember that. And so I decided to have this child on my own. And from that moment, it created an opportunity for me to have a purpose that was outside myself, because now I had this little human that I was caring for. So it gave meaning and purpose to my life. And as I've developed over time to create several of my own businesses, my passion, my why first is always about providing for my family. And then as I look upon the unique kind of gifts that God has blessed me with, how can I be of service to others? How can I help others live their best life? And the funny thing is, I'm a motivational speaker, which is like always tongue in cheek when I say it, right? But I inspire people, and it's because I have a positive attitude and I work at it. It doesn't come, by chance. My daughter, when she was 12 years old, I took her and a friend to get ice cream, and I was really unhappy in my job at the time. Actually, I had my own business in real estate, title company. I just was not liking it. And this Nikki turns to me and she's like, "You should be a motivational speaker." And I was like, "What are you talking about, girl?" And what a house of babes and all that.
Yeah, she breathed life into your your journey. Wow.
Yeah, I forgot. I haven't told that story in a while. It's pretty funny.
You know what I see? That's why I always love asking that question, because you never know. I know we all created things in our life, or as our, what we do is our business or our mission or vision in life, and it comes from something, either some pain maybe, or something that happened in your life that just changed your whole world, or you just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I always tell people sometimes you just get sick and tired of being sick and tired and say, you know what? I got to do what I know what I'm meant to be done in life. And then it just comes, like you said, from a young little girl saying, "You need to do that."
Right. And if I may, for anybody who's listening in that's not quite sure what your purpose is, or you feel like, you're running a business, but it's still a little clunky, like you're not really in that zone, your zone of genius yet, take a look at the things that come naturally to you, because that's where the seeds have been planted. And sometimes the things that come very natural and easy to us are challenging for someone else, and then they'll pay you to have what comes easy to you. It doesn't have to be so hard for us.
Yeah, and that's so true, Queen, because things that come natural, sometimes that's it. Sometimes to the point where it seems so easy to say that, and you're like, well, I know it's more than just me doing something natural, but I'm like, no, that's really what it is. Because if
Mhm.
you get up every day and it's automatically, and you love doing it, and you don't have to even hesitate, then yeah, that's you have to look into that.
Yeah, it's funny too, because one of the gifts that I do have is word wizardry. Like I'm really great with words in terms of capturing the essence, the heart of what
Mhm.
someone's trying to communicate. So I'll,
Mhm.
I'll be doing coaching sessions or writing copy or helping somebody put a presentation together, and I kind of like just tap into who they are and who they're meant to serve, and these word pearls of wisdom and perfect language just comes out of my mouth, and they're like, can you just deliver the presentation for me? I'm like, no, this is for you. This came through for you. And yes, it's a gift, and I've also been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah. So
So practice, practice, practice. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Nancy, because you're right. I mean, when I was like, getting ready for my presentations, when I was part of the chapter leader, and you came in a few times and just like boom, because I was like, I don't know how to say this, or whatever, and you said, well, just say it this way, boom, 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 boom. You just did. I was like, what? I said, can I just record you and then this?
I know. Well, so here's another thing, right? That whole piece, and this, and practice this. I see it in you. Where we get stuck is when we're too much in our head and not enough in our heart.
Yeah, so true.
So anytime if you're feeling like you're not really, tuning in, you're not hitting your mark, oh, just get quiet for a minute. Drop into the heart space. And I have this phrase I say before every presentation. Dear God, please let my words be clear and let my message be what they need to hear.
Yes.
So that's the most important.
That felt good. I did the exercise as you said it. It felt
Oh,
that fit.
yeah,
I
right?
it's like, woo.
It's not
Yeah.
about us. It's not about us. It's about the people we serve and the impact that we have and the ripple effect. Like when I go out in the world, I want to be known. If I'm known at all, I want to be known as the person that everywhere she went, she left people feeling better, like Maya Angelou talks about, right? Like you always want to leave people better. I don't want to be the person that they go, "Do you see that bit?" I didn't want to use the word, but can you believe? I don't want to be that.
It's funny when you just said that. I was thinking that in my head when you were saying, I said, yeah, I don't want to be like that. And then you just kind of came out. That is not what I want to do.
I know.
And, and just saying that, Nancy, just going into that with you talking about, which is very powerful, what you created, being the one.
Mhm. Yes, true. Good segue. And for all y'all watching this, we didn't plan this. This is just what happens when coaches hang out together, right? In the coaches lounge.
Yes. So yeah, so I wanted to go into that because this is powerful what you created about. It's to me, it's like a movement that you created with talking about being the one. So you can share a little bit with that.
Absolutely. So, years ago, 10 years, as a matter of fact, so here we are in the fall of 2023. 10 years ago, I released the first edition of the One Philosophy. And so I just released the 10th edition. So that was very exciting. And I updated it and enhanced it. So there's a special anniversary edition of the One Philosophy. And when you say it's a movement, it really is. And this is my overarching purpose and mission for what I'm here to share with the world. And yeah, I'm great at marketing and I'm a vision architect, but at the end of the day, everything boils down to people and how we see others, how we think we see others, how we think they see us. And the One Philosophy is about co-creating a world where everywhere you go, everyone treats each other as the one. And just to dial in on that, think about somebody who you think is the one, whether it's your next best client, the person who's going to get you front row tickets to the show that you want, make an introduction to somebody you've always wanted to meet, like Bruce Springsteen, or maybe he's going to be the next best, client or referral partner, something like that. So pause for a second, think about somebody who you think is the one. What I observed in my own behavior about 10 years ago, and the story's in the book, so I'm not going to share it today, is that when we think we're in the presence of someone who's the one, rather than just the average person we happen to run into wherever we are, if we think they're the one, we pay better attention. We place more value on them. We have a higher level of listening, of respect. Like, oh, they're the one. I better be on my best behavior. Right? So when I discovered that in myself, I really felt icky. I was like, no, I know everybody matters. And I know every time I meet somebody, there's a meaning in it. What would happen if I just started treating everyone I meet with that same level of excitement and respect that I do if I think they're the one? Right? I just started this little experiment for myself when I discovered this. And as I did so, a magic just begins to happen when you do this. People open up to you. People feel loved and appreciated and valued. New opportunities show up. In business, it's amazing because when you approach somebody in business, I'm the seller, you're the buyer, they got their wall up. But when I approach it, we're just two humans connecting in this moment from a true place of love and care and respect for one another, more sales happen.
Yes.
When you show up in your family, really listening to your family, setting aside judgments and ways of being, and just be fully present with them, relationships are transformed. So that's the One Philosophy.
I love it. I love it. And I'm glad. Thank you for giving those two examples, Nancy, because you're right. I mean, if people would follow that, I wouldn't get so irritated on LinkedIn when people send me a message and don't even know who I am, but wants to sell me something. I mean, it's really irritating. It really is.
And that brings me to why I created the People Skills Academy, right? It's because what I know from speaking and teaching on the One Philosophy for over 10 years now is every time I speak on it, the audience is sitting nodding their head. Oh yeah, like they're agreeing with it, they're feeling it, and it's like the golden rule, and do unto others, all of that, and they're nodding their heads, and then all of a sudden, hey, wait, but do you know what that one did? I can't treat that one as the one. You don't know they betrayed me, or they're sleazy, or they're this, or they're that. And I was like, oh, interesting. What if we were able to see beyond the behavior to remove our perception, our judgment of what's happening, and get back to feeling love for this other human being who is behaving that way for some reason, right? And yes, it can be irritating when people behave like we don't like, we're not enjoying. And so I created the People Skills Academy to give us better tools and resources to connect with each other, to relate to one another. So my hope, Barbara, is everybody who's sending those kinds of messages out on LinkedIn takes my course.
Yeah. They need to. They need to.
Connect. Yeah.
They need to. In fact, I can give you a list of names because they're all in my.
Yes. I'll keep your name out of it. I was like, Barbara Beckley said you really need. We'll do that.
And I'll be the other one, the other opposite one of, like we said earlier.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Nancy, I love that. And I love that you created, like, just going back real quickly to the academy that you created. Just want to just go what you said about digging deeper. And I always tell people, the outside attitude, or whatever, how you want to say it, when people, it's more deep. And I've learned that through, like you said, listening to people and really finding out, oh, that's why they say what they say, or they feel what they feel, because there's a hurting somewhere going around. There's a distrust or whatever, to use examples. And then you come to find out, oh, that's the reason why they yelled at me, or they yelled at this person, or they feel like they can't trust, or the relationship building is broken somewhere, because maybe they had broken relationships, and now this is how they react to it.
Yeah. And I love that we're having this piece of conversation, because it's not about making excuses for their behavior, right? And it's not like it's not okay to behave in those ways just because you're, have a bad day at work and you come home and kick the dog, right? Like that's not good behavior. But having awareness on where it happens can stop the flow.
Yes.
Right? So somebody has a bad day at work, comes home and kicks the dog, and then your partner sees you kick the dog and yells at you for kicking the dog, right? How could you? Blah, blah, blah. And then you yell back at the partner, and then the partner goes and yells at the kid. Whereas when the partner has emotional awareness, emotional intelligence to recognize, oh, wow, something must have been really off in your day for you to be so upset with the dog. What happened, honey? Like that's the power we have in the moment. Not that we're not going to have outbursts and emotion. We're emotional beings, but do we want it to continue as opposed to, oh, we can stop it.
Yes.
We can come from, when met with anger, frustration, irritation, when we're met with those things, ask yourself this question: what would love do? If I was going through love in this moment, how would I respond? If I wasn't taking it personally, right?
Yeah.